two. And then I'll be gone.
How'd you get so famous then, eh?
Magic.
Get back here! Thank you!
The Prestige is written and directed by Christopher Nolan and stars Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman. So The Prestige is one of the only Nolan films that I just haven't gotten to yet, despite the fact that my partner Jen has been telling me about it since the beginning of the relationship, which was literally 10 years ago, and I just haven't got around to it because I'm just an asshole sometimes. I'm also planning to watch and review Memento, which is the other Nolan film that I have yet to see, so stay tuned for that whenever that happens. Should happen this month probably. But Interstellar is actually my favorite Nolan film, and I know that's kind of a hot take because in the Kino community, it's kind of known as one of his lesser films. But either way, Interstellar is now not my favorite Nolan film because The Prestige has now knocked it off its throne and now sits proudly there as the best Nolan film that I have ever seen. I seriously did not expect to love this film that much. I mean, sure, like I went in with high expectations just because of how much high praise it gets. But like, I expected this film to run into certain Nolanisms that I thought were going to ruin crucial moments of the film, but they never really happened. And it was really hard to believe that this film was written by Nolan because sure, it does revolve around that kind of cerebral, mind-bending concepts that his films usually have. But this film just seems so much more substantive, character-rich, and delicate compared to his more recent films. I mean, sure, I guess to be fair, it does kind of run into this one infamous Nolan trope in regards to how he writes female characters, which I won't say because I don't want to spoil it. But even that trope was done with far better execution and contained a lot more depth than I've seen with his other films. But first off, let me talk about the performances in this film, because the performances from both Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman are absolutely outstanding. They're incredibly convincing in their rivalry as competing magicians, and you really buy every feeling and every ounce of emotion that comes from them. But if I had to pick a standout in this film, I think I might actually have to go with Hugh Jackman, because what is demanded from him in this film, which I'm not going to spoil for you guys, just seems like an incredibly difficult task. And he also has this emotional moment during the ending of this film that not only reveals something really, really crucial to his character, but his emotional performance overall was just so gripping and so moving. And also, as I mentioned, reveal something about his character that adds a lot more depth to it and makes it a lot more satisfying. And I guess that bridges me to my next positive, which is probably my favorite aspect of the film, which I found surprising, and that's the writing. I mean, obviously, I think the direction in this film is fantastic. I've never personally had a problem with Nolan's direction. I don't think I've ever seen a Nolan film where I think the direction is average or below average. But it's always been the writing that seems to drag his films down for me. But not with The Prestige. The writing in The Prestige is phenomenal, especially with the character writing. Christian Bale's character is written to be the one who is really in love with magic, but is also obsessed with being the best possible magician that he can be, no matter the cost. And Hugh Jackman's character is written to be like also in love with being a magician, but becomes more obsessed with achieving vengeance no matter the cost. And it's that kind of depth that the rivalry is given that makes it a lot more interesting and makes it really easy for an audience member to hold their intrigue and really get engaged throughout this entire film. But even beyond that, these characters become incredibly layered and complex as the film progresses, as you witness their actions and get to understand who they are and why they're doing certain things. And to me, I just thought it was really surprising and refreshing to get such rich and interesting characters in a Nolan film, because at least as of late, he likes to just focus a lot on the spectacle and focus on the mind-bending concept that his film revolves around. But with The Prestige, it's honestly like the whole goddamn package. Because not only does it have insightful, substantive characters, and also having this philosophical concept revolving around illusionist and stuntman, but the actual story itself and the twists and turns that get revealed in the third act, I personally found to be incredibly satisfying and really made for an astonishing ending. I mean, even though a small portion of it may not make the most sense, which is currently one of the very few critiques I have of it, I still think it makes enough sense for you to walk away from the film still being wowed by it and just being like, well, damn, that was holy shit. But yeah, the only few slight critiques I have with it is the fact that there are a few minor plot conveniences and there are maybe one or two moments of unnecessary exposition. And again, I think one reveal in particular in the third act, I'm not convinced really makes the most sense, but maybe I just don't fully grasp it yet, and maybe I just need to give it some rewatches. I'm not sure. But as of now, I'm going to give The Prestige a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this film really blew me away, and I can't wait to buy some sort of special edition of this film. But yeah, it's my favorite Nolan film now. And it was tough because I actually really love Interstellar. I kind of have a personal connection with it. It really resonated with me in a lot of ways, even though I completely understand that it is not flawless. It runs into some Nolan-isms that did bother me. But The Prestige is now my favorite, and right now I'm really just wondering what everybody else's favorite is. So I would love to hear all of your favorite Nolan films down in the comment section, and also how you feel about The Prestige in general. But if you really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.